Joining me now, of course, is my lovely co-host.
Ericka
Looking
Redic.
very lovely today, Ericka.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So
Yellow is a good color on me. Much like Biden and the other cowards who won't deal with our border.
So you're calling them yellow?
Yes.
I actually don't think they're scared. I think it's intentional.
Oh, see,
What we talked
I
about
think
in the
they're
monologue.
stupid. They can't be that stupid. Roberts. That's what I'm thinking. Like, there's a part of me that's like, oh, coward, stupid, whatever. But I think you're right. Like, how can it be anything other than intentional at this point?
Look, the laws were working under Trump. Remain in Mexico was working. Title 42 was working. Now, grant you that was related to COVID and using that to enforce, border security. They got rid of Title 42. They let it expire. We knew this was going to happen.
Yep.
Right. And they're not enforcing the laws on the books when all you got to do is enforce the laws on the books. And again, it goes to selective application of the law. You only enforce the laws that you think are the right laws. The Democrats are famous for that, right? Look at all the laws that they're look at the Supreme Court decision that said no to the Biden administration, that they could not waive student debt. So what did they do? They ignored it and they came up with another angle to do it. So this whole conversation is interesting because it's selective application of law. But think about it. Let's be really clear. What they're really saying is, it's okay if you cheat on your taxes a little bit. It's okay if you cheat on your wife or husband a little bit. 5,000 people can come here illegally. We're going to make that the law, and that's okay. 5,000 a day. So a little bit of transgressing the law is okay.
Yes.
But then if it's too much, it's no good. So is that that's like kind of pregnant, isn't it?
Almost pregnant. Yeah. It's like being kind of pregnant. That's why I love that you mentioned the Texas secession movement. So there is this, it's called Texit. Now, just for the record, I don't know anything about this organization, so they could be absolutely terrible people. I don't know, but I heard the term Texit and I thought it was hysterical, so I looked it up. And sure enough, it is the Texas secession movement. And look at this. If Texas wasn't currently an independent self-governing nation, would you vote to join the Union? Right. So if this were back in the formation of the country,
I believe that's a hell no. I believe that's a hell no. Or as Tim Scott said, Hades no.
Right. And so then it says, well, if not, why would you stay? And I'm like, well, let's see. We do have our own electric grid. We have seaports. We have.
Wait. Look, the Texas economy is the second or third largest in the country. And I think it's larger than most nations. So we're not arguing that. The question is, can they legally secede from the Union?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I actually think it's pretty simple. Right?
Yeah.
If you're following the law, they cannot legally secede from the Union. But
interesting.
But the whole idea is, if the Biden administration can ignore the law, why can't Texas? Right? Because I mean, look, they say that this is not even stare decisis. They say that it was settled at Appomattox. It was settled during the Civil War. That was what the Civil War was about. I mean, they say the Civil War was about slavery, and it very much was, right? But it was also about states' rights versus the federal government.
Correct.
Right. So all these scholars are now saying it's decided law. They can't leave the Union. It's not legal. And, you have to obey. Here's the catch. The Supreme Court has already decided this issue. So it's illegal.
Oh, wait. So now we're going back to respecting the Supreme Court? I thought they were terrible and we needed to impeach all of them.
No. No. We only, again, it goes back to even the gun control issue, which is we only want to selectively apply the laws we like. And this is really simple. We're either a society of laws or we're not. And the Democrats have already gone so far down the road of whether it's sanctuary cities, whether it's the environment, again, ruling by, I would say, either judicial fiat, because all they ever do is run to the courts, or they rule by executive order. So to say that Texas cannot secede, and again, did you see the whole thing with Nikki Haley this week? So, she was for it before she was against it, right? Right. So she makes a public statement. And look, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like Ambassador Haley or Governor Haley. I forget which we're supposed to call her, but
I think it's whatever the highest. Which
that would be ambassador
or ambassador?
I think ambassador's higher than governor, but who knows?
Yeah.
In any event, she's on CNN, right, appealing to the moderates, of course, or the independents, because those are the people who watch CNN. I'm just kidding, right? And she said that, well, it's up to the people of Texas, rightfully so, and they can secede if they wanted to, if that's what the majority voted for. Obviously, she was raked over the coals for that comment. She obviously tended to walk it back and said, well, it's that they're not happy, and it's not really about secession, and they can't really do it. So she was for it before she was against it, right? So it's sort of like, where's my picture of, someone like windsurfing in one direction before they start windsurfing in the other direction.
I think watching Nikki Haley has been a really interesting demonstration of presidential politics, right? So you can literally watch her trying to appeal to independents and disaffected Democrats. Like, that's who she's reaching out to,
which will do nothing to help her win the primaries.
And this is unfortunately for her, the people who actually go out and vote in the primaries are the diehard, no holds barred, usually hardcore conservatives or hardcore liberals and leftists. They're the people who are the most invested politically. So those people, I mean, it's a strategy. It's a strategy.
Yeah, and my comment is, how's that working for her? She's going to get dusted in South Carolina. She is then, look, she's got enough money now to make it through Super Tuesday. I don't see a path for her after then. And look, stranger things can happen. I guess if she can, limp into the convention and she's got some delegates, she might have some bargaining power. But again, I think, she's going to be a VP candidate with Trump. I don't see how you make that rapprochement. And I'm of two minds. Right? Actually, I'm of more than two minds, but for those who know me. The real question comes down to winning the general election, and that's been her argument. But let's focus on Trump, right? Politics is warfare by another means. That's sort of an acknowledged definition, or one of them. Chess is also warfare. To win a game of chess, you have to control the middle. Unless someone's going to tell me that the Trump support is brought in so many new people, and it might, right? The black community is moving more towards Trump. The Hispanic community is moving more towards Trump. Whether or not those numbers, well, the women are really, I think, in question. I haven't seen any data that supports that. But if your goal is to win the general election, you're going to have to at least move some part of the center into your coalition. So this whole exclusionary thing about, well, they're not welcome here, again, you've got 30% Dems, you got 30%, maybe 35 Dem, you maybe 30% Republican. You're going to have to pull more in. But that doesn't help Nikki Haley. I want to get back to this Texas thing.
Yeah.
You're in Texas.
Yes, sir.
Are you hearing any conversation, buzz about, not that I think it's really gained any critical mass yet, because there's still a fight at the border, anything about secession? The man on the street, what are you hearing?
Oh, yeah. Even there's a Texas House candidate in our district, District 20, who has the endorsement of Texit. So this is something that people are talking about. It is something that Texans care about. We are seeing, Texas is one of the states that's seeing the brunt of this border crisis, the brunt of the Biden Bidenomics.
Biden border botch.
The botched border by Biden. And then, the economy. And additionally, Texans, particularly cultural Texans, are very upset about the number of people who have moved here, because so much of the tech industry has moved to Texas that now, up until recently, Dallas County didn't have a single Republican elected official. And so not only is the national stuff happening, but now it's local politics being affected by this nonsense too, and people are not happy about it. So you see a lot of people getting engaged, a lot of people mad, and everybody's talking about it.
And I love the fact that, and we're going to talk about this a little later, one of the smartest things that Abbott did is start shipping these illegal immigrants to some of the blue cities. And, let's all share the pain here. So much to the point where New York is overrun. I mean, you saw the episode where these migrants attacked two New York City cops.
Oh, wait, you mean this guy? Hold on. You mean this guy?
Yeah, that guy.
That got released within 24 hours out of beating the crap out of a cop and then flipped off the media?
Yeah, that guy. So, folks, coming to a town or city near you soon. So there are consequences here, and that's what people need to understand. It's not just, you're being xenophobic or you're being America first or you're being MAGA or any of that. Mm-hmm. A country is defined by three things and three things only: border, language, culture. Thank you, Michael Savage. I don't claim to have made that up. I stole it from him, right? But it is accurate. Border matters. And I will tell you, I was just north of the border. And I will tell you, the northern border is not getting a lot of attention, and it should.
Yes.
Obviously, the pictures you're seeing are the southern border, but you're going to start seeing this rise in crime in these urban areas, as you're seeing in New York. Denver is now complaining, that bastion of sort of the liberal jewel of organic city, about this is how, the result of liberal policies. How's that working for you guys?
Oh, yes.
How's that working for you guys in Portland, by the way? So the mayor is now complaining that the city has reached its limit and we can't take it, the quality of life is going on. Do you think you're hoisted on your own petard again? That's, blown up by your own bomb, folks. If for those of you who don't follow Shakespeare, not that I follow him that much, but I do follow dead people. It's okay. So I look at all of this and it amazes me. And now, we're going to talk with our guest who's going to be on shortly. We have coming on Joe Pinion, former Newsmax host, former U.S. Senate candidate against Chucky Schumer, right?
Ooh, Chucky.
And the first black candidate for Senate candidate in New York ever for either party. Right?
That's right.
Political commentator, which is appropriate because we're in,
Black History Month.
Is it Black History Month?
Yeah,
it's
Mr.
not only
Joe
Black
Pinion.
History Month. It's not only Black History Month, it's BLM week.
Ooh, week of
BLM
action. Week of action.
Got it.
Action.
Got it.
Oh,
so
you're going to get me singing songs now.
Yeah, that's okay. Don't sing. No, not that song.
Oh, you're in deep trouble now, Robert.
Got it. So, any event.
So we're going to be talking about this later.
Well, I want one of those debit cards in New York City because it's going to save $7 million, right? They're bumping kids out of school to make room for illegal immigrants. They're giving them money. Hey, look, if I'm an illegal immigrant, I'm coming here. I'm going to get free housing, free education.
Yep.
And I'm going to displace Americans who pay taxes to get my education. And I'm going to get free food, which I don't have to eat. Right? Because now they're going to give me a debit card provided I promise to spend it on food. Okay.
Oh, I promise. None of those are going to get hawked or traded for drugs, I'm sure. Sure, none of that is going to be scammed off or anything.
Right. But
sure.
But the selling point is it's going to save the city $7 million. So
wait, they're going to spend 53 to save 7?
They are.
Oh my God, Robert, I'm an accountant. You can't give me math like that and expect my brain not to have a fit.
It is tax season. So
Who says that? Who says that crap and then they believe it? That's my question.
But that's the selling point. That's the selling point.